This session is on three-part series where we are going to be covering how to apply effectively. Okay, so consider you are applying for the job. Okay, you have really good portfolio. You have spent hours in mastering your portfolio, fine-tuning it, either on your website or Behance. Okay, and you apply for the job. Okay, but you don't hear anything at all, right? And 95% of the case, that is the scenario, that we don't hear anything back from the HR or the company where we have applied, right? So in today's market, the design market, currently there are hundreds of designers who are competing for that single role that you are applying, right? So how would you make yourselves different from the other application? How would you, I would say, fine tune your application so it stands out, it gets the maximum chance to getting selected, okay? And in the, I would say, in the era of ATS and AI powered hiring tool, now it is a very crucial. It is not something that it's a first in, first out kind of way right now, right? That you apply first, so you will get the first chance, right? That's not the scenario. It's like first and foremost is the ATS score. Okay, that's where your game changes. And okay, if your score is higher, mostly the hiring team start with the highest score because based on the ATS score, those are the people or those are the application one matches with their request. Okay, so that's how they start. So in this first part, we will cover that how to find the job that align with your skill as well as how to apply effectively. Okay, so let's get started. So 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 plus 7,000. What are this number? So these are the number for the last 6 job posts that we had posted for the designer. These are the number of applications that we received. Okay. So consider the volume of the designer who are applying for the role. Okay. And in those thousands of applications, your application success mostly rely on the how well your CV is aligned with the job skill, how good is your portfolio, and how well you have applied, how well or smartly you have applied and answered the question that comes with the job order. Okay. So as per the survey by Glassdoor, the leading job portal, these are the number of average application that I would say comes for each and every design job. This is average. Some job which are senior level where you receive just few hundred, but mostly in the entry level job or the fresher job, this application grow to the thousands of things. Okay, so why it is important that your application is strategically aligned. Okay, so first, as I mentioned, 600, 500 per role generic submission, right? And if your application is very generic, okay, and it will get lost in this piles of all those applications that has come for it. Okay, so if your application, your cover letter, your answer to the question and everything align, there are chances that your application would be spotted early based on the ATS and AI-powered uh, platform. Okay, so by the end of this session, what we will learn that how to spot the legit job. Currently, there are scams going as well. Okay, because desperation and scamster have a really good relation. Okay, so there are a lot of jobs that are fake or that are scam. So we will learn how to spot the legit job, how to align your profile, your CV, and your cover letter, and all of this thing according to the job. Okay, and I will go through some example as well, so you can know that how it to apply, not just rely on the statistic and the service. Okay. Okay. So the first part is that how to avoid the scheme and how to find the legitimate job opportunity. So roughly 30% job on any platform you pick. Okay, it doesn't matter LinkedIn or Indeed or the Naukri or the Sign, Glassdoor. 30% job are the fake or are just for the engagement. Okay. So that is the ratio of the job. Okay. And in this game, people have lost nearly 2,000 to the 2 lakh rupees. Okay. In the name of certificate, in the name of registration fee and whatnot. Okay. And most of these targeted people were fresher, college level graduate, or and mostly from the non-metro area where they these are the easy target for scamster because they are in desperation that they have came out of the college and they want to find the job so they can just start on their own. They can just start on their feet. So these are the top target, and this is as per the survey according to the TIS as well as the government. Okay. So I'll walk you through some common tactics of this scammer. So you can like definitely try to avoid if you encounter such scenario. And always there would be the judgment by you, but definitely we can see what kind of some common tricks that this kind of scammer use. Okay. So the first thing is that mostly they would say that I'm a hiring manager for this and this company, or I'm a HR from this and this company. Okay. So they try to impersonate on behalf of any legitimate company or the company that we know. And most of the thing that I have seen based on my experience while finding this kind of job, the MNC companies, TCS, Infosys, and Wipros, and this kind of large company, they impersonate that I am a hiring manager, I'm an employee there, right? Because thousands of people work there. Okay. And LinkedIn doesn't have a control where they can say that, okay, if I write that today I'm a CEO of TCS, there is no restriction, right? So large company where they can post as a hiring manager or the lead designer or the HR, it is very common. In the small company, they are not able to do this, right? Because it's a small 10, 15 people company. And on the LinkedIn, if you go to the company's profile, even you can find what are some people work there. But for the large company, there are thousands of people who claim to be working there. So it is easy for them to impersonate on the behalf of some company. Uh, they mostly ask for registration fee. That okay, you need to pay 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever number of amount. They say that in the name of registration and the training. Most of this scamster use bulk message, mostly on the WhatsApp or the Telegram. Any legitimate company or job, they don't start with the WhatsApp message or the Telegram message or the text message. They start with their official email address, not even the personal email address. Okay. So try to find this kind of pointers and you would find that if this job is legitimate or not. Sometimes, sometimes you might have found that, okay, this is not legit job. So you just reply that, oh, this is fraud. And then they will start threatening that if you don't apply, we will withdraw this application, we will blacklist you. A lot of way they blackmail you. Okay. So sometime at this stage as well, some people cave in, okay, and they gave the fees and everything. And they arrange the dummy interviews as well. Believe me, 10, 15-minute interview on the call, they ask you the question about design and all that. But all of these are voice call, no WhatsApp call, no Zoom or Google Meet or Microsoft Team call. They try to avoid to come on the video. They just go on the call and just ask some question, and anyone can find that what kind of question to ask for designer. All right, they ask you that how many years of experience you have, what is your portfolio slaying, do you know this tool, do you know this skill, right? Anyone can do that with the help of internet. Okay, but they don't come on the video call, they don't show their face, or sometimes even it is Google Meet call, they said that my camera is not working and we will continue this and that. Okay, so these are the kind of thing that you would see. And sometimes there are mails that you are selected, but you lack in this skill. So before you join, if you can do this certification, that will help you in your profile and all that. Here, the game is that they might be promoting some company who are giving this kind of certification. So you register for that certification and they give you, even without training or even just some random training, and they just give you the certificate. Okay? but those certificate cost you. Okay, so this kind of common technique they use. Now, I'll show you some red flags that how to avoid this thing. So mostly if you see their email or the WhatsApp message or whatever form they come, there would be always the poor grammars and the typos. Even in the era of AI, on ChatGPT and Claude, where you can fine tune your message, they lack this. Okay, so their grammar would be poor, or there would be a typo. Okay, they would be coming from the email like personal Gmail or Outlook or Yahoo. They are not coming from the company's official address. Okay, and if you see their offers, even for the fresher, they're saying 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs, okay, which is not realistic, guys. Okay. If it is Google or Microsoft, we can believe the 10 lakh for the fresher. But believe me, for the fresher, this kind of salary and people get attracted to this, okay, that this is really a good pay. So let's apply or let's go with this, right? And that's their common technique that they give you the high CTC expectation, even for the small role like junior or the fresher. Okay. And as soon as you apply, they start asking you about your bank detail or your personal. Obviously, they will ask for CVN first, but then they ask that give me your bank detail, give me your UPI ID, or give me your all this thing. Okay. Uh, if there is the signature at the mail, at the end of the mail, where they have mentioned the company name and designation, if you try to Google that company, you would not find the proper company website as well. Okay, there won't be no website, or even there might be sometime website with just the dummy content that this is our company, these are our client, and this is our portfolio. When you go to such kind of company, you would see that okay, there is it doesn't make sense. Okay? Uh, and in most of the emails, there won't be no name of the company, or there won't be no contact information where you can reply back. You can just reply on the email, but you can't call them. Okay, there is no official signature with such mail. And sometimes, very rarely, but yeah, they just say that hey, we found your profile on the LinkedIn or the Naukri or whatever platform, and you are selected. We are offering you this so and so role. Please submit your document. No interview, no call, directly the job offer. That is the biggest red flag. Okay, don't fall for such kind of trap. So I'm just showing you a few example that when I was going to prepare for this session, I found, okay, and then these are very recent, okay, it's not like old or Google. Okay. So this is the one of the job that I found, okay. So you see, just see here, it is requiring 4 to 7 years of experience, and they are looking for UI UX design, okay. Now see the typos, were, whose, no apostrophe, you will, there is no proper spacing between two words, projects from, okay. And if you see the skill that they require for UI UX designer, okay, designing website and web application, fine. Presentation decks, creating the brochure, creating the flyer, creating the email newsletter. Believe me, definitely some of you might have done all this kind of hats, right, in the past, where it is a very small company, that you are doing all the thing. You are designing, you are even designing logo and website, and you are also creating mobile app, right? But nowadays, job market is very saturated. In the large company, okay, the role are very specific. UI designer, UX designer, interaction designer, just the design QA or the design system specialist, right? So when you find this kind of mixed or garbled skill requirement just for the UI UX designer, or let's say they have said the graphic designer, but they are asking that you do the HTML, you do the React coding. Believe me, either they are lazy or this job is fake. Okay, it can be both of things. It's not always right, but you are a designer. How would you know the development? Okay, if you are very curious and if you have done in your side, that is well and good. But if not, this is something that you should avoid to apply on such kind of job post. This is the last week experience. One of my colleagues' wife received an email from Athena Health. Athena Health is a really large healthcare provider in the US, and they have office in Bangalore. So this is the biggest red flag. Athenahealth.co.in is the registered and official uh, domain. But this is not an email. This is from and to. What Scamster has done in their Google profile, first name and last name, they have put the whole website, career@etna.co.in. So this is first name, this is last name. Okay. It is a really fine trick, but you can do that. So that is it. But you see, they are asking that you do the certification, registration to join the Etna Health. There is no name. They just write Dear ABC, right? No legitimate company or the HR would send such a garbled email. They would at least write hello. If they don't write name, they'll just hello or your first name at least. Okay. But Dear ABC clearly lacks that this was either AI generated or the common template that they have. They just copy pasted it and forgot to change the name. Then we kindly remind you to complete your registration at your earliest convenience. They try to say create the urgency that okay you need to do this ASAP or you need to do in this so many days or so many hours. Okay, and see the best regard, warm regards, and then the image.png. Okay, this is really not a fine, I would say, email signature. Okay, so this is how the fake jobs email might be there and how you can and they already also give you the link to register on this. And when I clicked on this link, it takes me to some third party ASP.NET certification provider who gives you training and provide you the certificate. Okay. So definitely this is a scam to make you do the certification and you pay the amount. And these amounts are not small. They are in like 10, 20,000, 30,000. Okay. Depend on what kind of certification or course they are asking you. Okay. Now I will show you some LinkedIn posts that how they are just the engagement farming, not the real job. So you might see, try encounter such kind of job that hey, we are looking for designer and send all this info in this number. Okay, mostly these are WhatsApp number. It's not that scam. They are not even giving you any detail about this job, no jobs, JD or anything. They mostly want all of this detail, but for them, it might be either engagement farming or they are collecting the data from the people. Okay. So when you send your email and phone number, that is the biggest part of the scam. They will ignore all of this because they want to collect your name, email, and ID, right? In the dark web, your personal details share in thousands and bulk. Okay. So they might need this latest information. So that's why they just, in the name of job scam, they just give you that, okay, send us all this detail and everything. This is another example of engagement farming, okay, where they write really good chat GPT generated message, okay, that you have creativity, your fuel, and you might sign that, okay, they might be very creative, they're a good company. There is nothing at all that says about work. There is nothing at all where you apply. They say that comment interested and I will DM you. Okay. Sometime, when I say sometime, very rarely, one or two times, this might happen that from official companies, someone is posting that job, then they will go through your profile. But believe me, on the job post where thousands of comments, they don't have such time to go to each and every person who DM'd you. This is mostly for the engagement farming. Okay, their LinkedIn post getting so many recognition and everything. They are trying to build the profile. Okay. And here are some of the legitimate jobs that I have found on the LinkedIn where they tell you that what they want, what is the location, okay, and official link, okay. And when you click on that link, it goes to their official website, and there is a submit application form. Okay, here they have given clearly that what kind of role they are in, what is the experience, and they have given the link, okay. And when you open that link, all the job description, skill requirement, benefits are explained there. Okay, and there would be official email address. Sometimes they say they send the portfolio to this email address. Okay, so this is the kind of legitimate job that how you can differentiate between engagement farming post or the scam as well as the legitimate job. Any company who are legitimate would have either included the JD, either a link of Indeed or Glassdoor or wherever, whatever portal they are using, or they might have at least HR's name or HR's email address or the official phone number. Okay, this is the kind of way they post it. Now, how to protect yourself on this thing? Okay. So first thing you should do when you see the job post or when you receive the email, just try to find the company. Just do the simple Google search. What is the company? If you are feeling more that I want to do more research, you can search about this company's registration and all that. Okay, there are a lot of websites they provide where you can find the company, who is the owner, where it is registered, what is their PAN or GST number, and all these things. Okay, you can do that, okay, to find that is this a legitimate company or not. Okay, they give you all the list of directors, that who are the directors, who are the committee member and all that. Okay, definitely you will not get other details like uh, they are on paid plan, like what is the turnover and what is the revenue, but you will at least get the company, their director list, and is it what kind of company, private limited, LLP, or the organization. Okay, that is the detail that you will need, as well as research about this company's LinkedIn page. Okay, see what kind of people are working there. Okay, try to connect with one or two of them. Okay, and see if what is their experience. You can directly ask that, okay, is this your company legitimate or not? But you can just start asking that, hey, I saw this job post by your company. I want to just know your experience. How is the working there? What kind of thing you do? And then you would know that, okay, what is the company doing, and is this the legitimate company or not. Another thing you can do is the you can go to their career section or LinkedIn. Sometimes there are companies who not only just post a job on this kind of Indeed and Glassdoor, but they might have career section where that same job is also there. Okay, they have given the whole JD and description and everything. And then on the LinkedIn as well, they might have the job section where this position is still open. Okay, and never give your, I would say, experience letters or the last salary slips or anything before you receive the final offer letter. Don't do that. Okay. You will go through multiple round of interviews. Okay. And no company asks you on the first round to submit your experience letter, your college degree, your bank detail, and salary slip and all that. Okay. That comes usually when they make you an offer and they want to do your background check. At that time, they ask you to submit this document, not before that. So if that's the case, don't provide any information and ask them kindly that, okay, I will provide all this detail once I get an offer. Okay, not before that. And never send money. No company asks for registration. It doesn't matter even the FANG company or top Fortune 500 company. No company asks for the money in the name of registration or certification or anything. Okay, so don't fall in this trap. And biggest is your gut feeling. If you feel that, okay, there is something fishy here, it's not something that is right, okay, then just ignore that job. Okay, there are a lot of jobs that you find, but if you feel that this is fishy or this is not up to the mark, then don't pursue that opportunity further. Okay, now I'll take a pause. I know I have spoke a lot of things, but if anyone have any question, if they have any doubt, or if they have any experience they want to share, feel free to speak. Nobody? No questions? Was that easy to digest and understand?
Uh, Hi, sir. My name is
Hi,
Shravan.
Shravan.
I have one question. Like, I have
Yes.
4 years of experience actually. So, one of my previous company, what happened? It got shut down. So,
Mm-hmm.
current company, I don't have an issue with current company, but the previous company got shut down. And if I go to the apply for another jobs, right? So, will they will going to ask the background with that company because I don't have any control over, right? So they
Yeah, I understand. So company shut down and now there is no company, no HR, right? So how would they verify
Yes.
your
Yeah,
path
yeah,
employment?
yes.
That's fine. Believe me, my first company already shut down. So anytime now, there is a background check when I switch the job or when the client are doing the background check. I just mentioned or I just clarify that okay, this is the name of company and it got shut down, but I have experience letter and I know sometimes they don't trust experience letter anyone can create. Then I can provide the reference of the any person that I have worked there. That these were some people that I have worked with, and you can check. And that's how they do. Okay, so it's not very, I would say, stringent. Like if it is a government and everything, they might do a lot of checking, but mostly private company, and there are a lot of chances the startup got shut down due to n number of reasons, or a lot of company we didn't try then they got shut down. Okay, but that's the case. You just provide any one or two reference with your colleague that whom with you work, and they can vouch for you that okay, yeah, this person worked me in this company from so and so time.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Any other question, anyone? Okay, no worry. But if you still have any question, feel free to just drop in the chat, and we will discuss them at the end of the session as well. Okay. Okay. Moving on now. You have found the job post, okay, and it looks legit and everything. So now, how would you make sure that your strength, you know your strength, okay, that where you are good, where you need to improve, and what are some skills that you are lacking or you don't know, okay, and how to align with the JD. Okay, so we'll now go through that. So first thing and foremost, you need to analyze the JD. What is there, everything and everything. Okay, so review the job summary, review the key skill that they require, what are some responsibilities that you would be given. Okay, what are some qualification they need. In some company they might need some particular degree like bachelor or master because that's their company's rule. Okay, and currently it is not that stringent like 20 years back. Currently now, any company they don't mostly just check this, okay, they need master or bachelor, unless and until these are the company we are talking about, Microsoft or Google, where they are hiring for some particular post. But otherwise the qualification might be, I would say, ignored sometime if you have really good experience even with the bachelor or diploma and they are looking for that. But still you need to go through all of this section. Okay, and okay, what are they looking for, how much experience they want, what are the key skill the requirement, what kind of experience with the tools and technology they are asking and everything. Okay, uh, in that particular, mostly the key requirement or the job responsibility, they might say that okay, you should have you must have experience in this particular tool, and sometimes this tool is a plus benefit. Okay, so that you need to find those things from the JD, that what are some things they are looking for. Which kind of soft skill? Mostly this happens for the senior role or the lead role, where your soft skill would be your communication, client management, project management. Okay, all of these things are also required. Try to see what are some soft skill as well that are required in that job. Right now, by getting all of this thing, that reviewing the whole JD and everything, and when you apply your JD and your cover letter should include those keywords that they are looking for. Okay, for example, if job description is saying that we are looking for 5+ year of experience designer who have a knowledge on B2B and SaaS, who also have a bachelor degree in design or any relevant field, who have experience in doing the basic user research, who are familiar with the tools like Miro, Hotjar, or the FigJam for research documentation purpose. Uh, we are looking for candidate who have some knowledge of UI part, and Figma tools is a plus. Any Sketch or Adobe XD is plus. Let's say this is the sample requirement. So your CV, okay, it should contain this small word in your cover letter and CV. Both combined, you should include this word because this will increase your chance of this getting that ATS score higher. Okay, and you come on top of that list. Okay, because as a hiring manager, first thing we do by going this job portal where application are there, we sort it. We sort by from highest to the smallest ATS score. Okay? We don't go by who come first and we applied first. We directly sort that which candidate aligns maximum with our job. Most of this hiring manager do that way. Okay, because they want to close this position early. They want to close this position as fast as they can. Okay, so they will not go through this thousands of applications. They will sort it. They will roughly go up to 300 or 400 application, and they will find their expected candidate. Out of this 400, they will schedule the interview for 10 to 20 people, and they will find what they are looking for. So remaining 5,000 or 2,000 application, they will not even get a chance that, okay, this was reviewed. Okay. So that's why going through the JD and seeing that is thing aligned with your CV and cover letter and job description is very crucial. Now, you might say how to check this ATS score against the job. Okay, how can you do that? Okay, so there are a couple of free CV and job description platform like jobscan.co, okay, Resume World. These are obviously freemium, where in the free you would get very little thing and they ask you to pay for more, but that's fine. Even the basic first level check, if you can find that what is missing, they just show you. That would be a really good. And now the biggest tool that I have found, which is helpful, like same as this platform, any chat, any GPT tool or any other AI tool, okay, that can do this. Okay. Now let me show you one sample against the job description where I applied with optimize and unoptimized CV and what was the ATS score that my application got. Okay. So this is the lead UX designer's job post at my company. Okay. Where the description is about company, that what we do, the job summary, that what we are looking for. There are key responsibility as a lead UX designer where one section is about the strategy and project outcome. One is about how you would handle the team and how you would mentor them. As well as we have mentioned that what is the experience that we are looking for, what are the skills that we are looking for, and the benefit. Now, I created two CVs and I applied on my company itself to see how I perform. So this was the unoptimized CV, okay, where this is the ATS scale that I got, 45 out of 100. Okay, some of the skill that was matched from my CV and cover letter was the 8-year experience in health tech, proficiency in UX research, prototyping, and usability testing. There are other fields that I did not match, okay, because my CV did not have this kind of keyword or I did not have experience. Okay. Now, some of might you have questioned that, okay, if we don't have experience, should we include that or not? Definitely, honesty is the best thing. So if you don't have experience in, let's say, design system, just for the sake of job, don't do that. Okay, you would get the ATS score higher, but as soon as they start asking you a question in screening round, you won't answer that, and you would reject it from that round as well. But if you have experience, then how you can rewrite those things, how you can write it properly, and that's how this ATS machine work. Okay, they find the keyword from job description and against your CV. Okay? So let me just show you what are some things that people do, which I have also made here, so you can get an idea. Cover letters. Chat GPT copy pasted cover letter where people don't even try to change these brackets for generic company name, experience, and tool. Okay. ChatGPT give you the cover letter, right? But you need to modify, you need to have your input as a manual. You have to review once because ChatGPT will create cover letter which is best in the industry. You might write a prompt that create the cover letter for this job, lead UX designer for this company, or you might just paste the job description and say that, hey, create the cover letter for me. And believe me, it will write so many paragraphs. It will research about the company and write dump all the information that I have B2B experience, I have SaaS experience, I have led the team. Whereas in real life, you might not have led the team, but cover letter says that you did, right? Because Chat GPT is creating based on what reference and what prompt you provided. Okay. But as soon as you get this thing, you definitely manually want to review, change the things where there are Okay. The best way would be that you be honest in cover letter. Don't use the chat GPT at least for the cover letter. But if you still want to use any AI tool, that's fine. Then you need to double check your cover letter, okay, before copy pasting. Then this was my CV. Now focus on the CV where I have little bit about my roles and responsibility. I just created the bullet point, which were just simple. There was no keyword as well as in the summary. Even if you see my skill, these are very generic skill that I have written like everyone else, right? UI, UX design, usability testing, and all that. And that's why my score was 45 because not all the skill, not all the things that this job description was saying is matching with my CV. Now I will show you optimize application, which give the 100% AI score. So even hiring manager will sort my application would be in top 50 or top 100. Okay. Everything matches. See the cover letter is very small, but totally handwritten, no AI or anything. I just wrote my experience in the Grammarly. I corrected the typos in grammar and all this thing, and then I just pasted it here. Okay. If you see my CV, it's a little bit different than the past one, where I have just written my key achievement, team leadership experience, design system development, accessibility. If you see my summary, everything that I have done, like I have managed the team, I have done the research and everything, and my job description have some quantifiable result as well. That in this project we achieved this rate, or this was a project where user base was increased to this number. Previously it was 20%, now it is 30%. So a lot of quantifiable result as well as other thing. And based on that, when ATS tool will scan my CV and my cover letter, it find all of these things from that CV. Okay. And that's how this become the 100% success rate. Okay. Now coming back to here. So that is the difference between optimized CV and unoptimized CV. And definitely, you should not lie that if you have not done something, don't include it. Still, your ATS score might be 80 or 90. It might be one matching skill then, but you would be honest because when they will ask the question, you can definitely say that I do not have experience this, right? Otherwise, if you have written in the CV before the interview, hiring manager just check that, okay, this person has all this skill and they have experience. And they'll ask you the question based on that, okay? That tell me your experience about accessibility implement. What kind of accessibility you consider for this application, right? And you, if you had written just for the sake of good resume, you would get caught at that stage, okay? So definitely, whatever experience you have, just rewrite, just do in a such a way that it may help you it help you increase your ATS score. Okay. Yes. Sure.
Manoj bhai, may we know the tool you used for this analysis, ATS score analysis?
Yeah, yeah. That is my next slide. But okay, let me now. You have mentioned, so let's go. Okay. I use the enhanced CV. That is the tool that I use. Let me show you. Okay. So let me show you. This was the optimized CV. Okay. And if I check my ATS, okay, and they will ask you to paste it. Okay. I will paste the job description underneath it and will take few seconds and say 84. Now, ATS would be very different where the company's portal you are applying. So that would be always the highest score than this that because this is still the free ATS tool and everything. And in the free, you would definitely not get all the things. Sometimes they would ask you, and they will intentionally give you a low score. That is, I have observed, they intentionally give you a low score and ask to upgrade to pro. So you can enhance your CV up to 100%. Okay. So that's fine, but at least you can get that. Yes, Anurag. Hello, Anurag?
Uh, we have a question from Vijay in the chat.
Okay. For the quantifiable result, what can be written instead of result? Because the result in service-based company focus on client feedback. Definitely. So there are few ways. If client has launched that product, okay, and if you see their website, if they have shared the result with you, that okay, this is our analytics and everything, that would be very rare case. But if not, in the service, in the reward, you can focus that you can. If it is a mobile app, it would be very easy to track. That previously it was this much rating, and now this is the rating. But if it is web application, definitely you won't be able to say the quantifiable result. So then you have to write in a manner that okay, they were whatever company, let's say the product is XYZ. So XYZ was facing issue in their onboarding flow. We redesigned the experience, we revamped the experience, which made the onboarding very smoother. That is, I know, very much political and very much thing. There is no quantifiable result, but still, it is better than just writing that we redesigned the onboarding flow. But why? Because you might have the pain point that why you were redesigning the onboarding flow, because a lot of users were dropping out. So you can write in the way that previously a lot of users were dropping out at the onboarding stage. They were not reaching to the home screen or landing screen by signing up. So this company approached us and we redesigned their onboarding flow and then improved their user retention or it improved the user onboarding number. There is no percentage, there is no quantifiable measure, but at least you know that what was the problem and why you solved it. So in the service-based industry, you have to make such kind of adjustment. I hope that answers your question. But if you have any follow-up question, Vijay, feel free to ask.
Uh, yes, Manoj, I have a question. But if we
Yeah.
say anything like such, but in the recruiter will ask, right? Like, how did you measure those results? Like, if we redesign the project, we need to show something, right? The drop off we reduced at 30% or 20%, something like that. We need to mention, right? But in the service-based
Uh,
company, it won't happen most of the times.
Definitely. That's why, let's say in the service-based company, you might not have all this analytics and percentage or the numbers. And when you are interviewing, and definitely you can mention that, okay, we don't have quantifiable measurement, but when you show the previous before designing or before revamping and after revamping in your portfolio, and you can just explain to the hiring manager, okay, and they will spot the difference, okay, that what was previous and what is the new, okay. So that's how the thing works for the service. And believe me, I'm not saying all, but when hiring managers are going through such portfolio, they also check that what kind of experience you have. They go through that portfolio and they ask the similar question. They understand that okay, quantifiable result might not be available for each and every project. Here there are a lot of people. Believe me, even in my career, 50% or more than project, I don't have any quantifiable result because client didn't share with us or we can't disclose it for NDAs. Okay, so that is fine. You can always share your experience that what was the pain point and this is how we solved it. They will see that okay, what was your design thinking and how you solved it. But this happens in the I would say screening round. So in the portfolio as well, you if you don't have anything, then that's fine. You don't need to write the proper detail, but at least you can write that okay, people in this project we were facing the onboarding issue and we solved it by doing the heuristic evaluation and we just interviewed some people what problem they were facing and based on that we created design. We are as a hiring manager, we don't need quantifiable result for each and every project. Okay.
Okay, Manoj, and I have another question also.
Sure.
As you mentioned, like design thinking, right? So whatever research we do, whatever interview we take, but finally the client want what they want, right? Whatever we show the data, whatever the problem we show to them, but they might not consider sometimes, right? Finally, they only know what they want and they need the output as such. At the time, what we have to
Yeah,
do.
definitely. So when you have done the interview, definitely you won't be the one person they are interviewing. There would be 5, 10 people in the pipeline they are interviewing. And sometimes it's not about that you are lacking in somewhere, but out of the 10 people, one of the candidate would be very much aligning with what they are requiring. Okay. You are shortlisted because your skill were matching. Okay. Right. And that's why you got the interview. But even this interview, you are not alone. There would be mostly many candidates alongside you would be interviewing. Okay. And after interviewing 5, 6 people, if feel that okay, this is the best person, they will go with that and they will just send the rejection email to the remaining four. Okay. So that are something that we can't control. That is totally on what they are looking
Uh,
and the hiring manager.
no, Manoj, I'm asking about the client.
Sorry, go ahead. What you are saying?
Okay, this is about, so assume that you are a client, like you are giving a project to me, and I'm doing the
Mm-hmm.
project, and I'm showcasing like these are the problem statements, these are the pain points faced by the users, but you are not
Mm-hmm.
listening sometimes. But you only giving me the requirements of what need to be done. The screen should be like this. You have to use this kind of box or something like that. You are giving me the suggestion, but you are not understanding the pain points given by the users in the Play Store reviews or App Store reviews, something like that. Whatever data
Yeah.
we show, but at the time, how do we convince them to understand this is what the problem statement or pain points is? This is what I'm asking.
Yeah, okay. I know it's not related to job application. It's about how to convince a client, how to show them the importance of UX research and quantifiable results and what you have done so far, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, Believe me, it's very hard. Based on my experience in it, there are a lot of clients. Uh, they come that I want this screen just in this color, or I want this flow.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
90% of the people here, Sanket is smiling because he faced this issue a lot. 99%, but you try your best. Okay, 1 or 2 times. There is another way as well that how to convince a client. You create two flow. One, what they are asking exactly. Okay, and
Okay.
one which is best based on your research, and then you show that okay, this is the flow,
Mhm.
and definitely you will need to do the user testing if they allow, if they are convinced by seeing that flow and not the quantifiable result or the UX result, because they are not UX people, so they might not understand some terminology. But some by seeing sometime they change their mind. Okay, so that we can do. But definitely, this is very separate topic. We can take the whole session
Yes.
on that.
Got it.
But
Sure.
definitely, how to convince a client is really, I would say, a tough job. That how to show them the importance of UX and not just the UI or just the fine tuning.
Okay.
Uh,
Thanks,
Thank you,
Manoj.
Vijay. Okay, I'm from India and I'm applying for the job in foreign company for the United States. How do I make sure CV is going to be seen after all other application from the United States? Okay, uh, so if you are applying for a company in the United States, first of all, it would be remote job mostly. I am assuming. If not, if you have a visa, H1B visa, and you are going there, then it is a totally different thing. But if you are applying for remote job, sometimes job post might have written that okay, remote, but particularly in that country, okay, remote for USA, remote for India, or remote for whatever country, or remote for Europe. Okay, so if they are asking that our candidate should be remote from this particular country, and you are applying out of that country, there are very less chances you being selected, even your ATS score is higher. They might be asking because sometimes you have to go to office once in a while, every 6 months or every 3 months. Okay, it's not a hybrid; it's total remote. But they might have get together. They might have company. I would say picnics and all that. Okay, so that's why they're asking that we need a person remote USA or remote India or remote Europe, right? And they can't fly you out from India to the USA for the picnic. It costs more than your CTC to do that, and visa is a nightmare. So that's the case. Now, if that's not the case, they have not told, but they have written the remote anywhere or remote from worldwide. Okay, then it's a different thing. Then not only your CV, but you might to showcase that would you be able to work in their time zone. Okay, US have 4 different time zone: East Coast, okay, Mountain, PST, in West Coast, okay, and our night would be their morning. Okay, so you might need to showcase that if you have previously worked with US client and adjusted your schedule, that you are able to work from afternoon to the late evening, or as well as if that's not the case, then you might need to showcase that okay, first of all, they will be very concerned about the English communication if it is US. If it is Europe, there are a lot of different thing happens. Okay, if you are applying for particular France or this kind of country, they might need the knowledge of local language as well, because if they are looking for doing some research for local customer, you might need those both languages as well. Okay, so you definitely, for any remote role outside the India where you are applying, even if it is Middle Eastern job or the US job, you really need to go through the exact requirement. And if you are not finding that information here, I would say just contact their HR or whatever email you can find their website, and just ask the clarifying question that, okay, I want this information before I apply on your job. Don't directly apply. You just clarify the question, because believe me, it creates a lot of difference, and it shows your maturity as well. That you are asking the question before doing something. It's not about job. It's also shows your, that in the future, if you are hired on the project, would you ask something if you have a doubt, or you would just execute and then see what kind of thing will happen? So if you have a doubt, or if you are unsure about any of the skill or any of the remote arrangement or the things about remote job, just ask the clarifying question. It's a very rare chance, but still, 3 or 4 times out of 10, you would receive the reply with the clarification. Okay, and then you can apply if it align with what they are looking for or not. Purvin, suppose I have to apply multiple companies for a job. I have to create multiple resume tailored to each company job description. Yes, that is the next topic that we are going to. Not only for the multiple company, you should tailor your CV for even that same job. You should create 2, 3 CV and check it again. This free ATS score or the any AI tool, that how this CV will perform, how this CV will perform. Now let me show you that if you don't want to use any third party, this enhanced CV or anything, how you can do that with the chat GPT or any other tool. Okay, so so there are GPT tools. Chat GPT provide GPT tools. Claude provide artifacts. Okay, it can be called different thing. But the thing is that this is the GPT tool which evaluate your CV against the job description, and it gives you the ATS score, that what is the possible ATS score that you would receive. Not only that, it also suggests what you are lacking, and if you have that information, they can tailor your CV. It will give you text. Definitely, you have to format in Google Doc or Microsoft Word. But this is the really good GPT that I have found. Let me show you what I did. So I provided my CV that I had, and I pasted this job description. Okay, and it evaluates in multiple categories, that how relevant your skills are to this job, how good your keyword optimization is for, okay, formatting and a presentation, okay, achievement and qualification, also the brevity and clarity, okay, and it gives me that it was 76%. Okay, so it scanned, and it also suggested that, okay, as a next step, what you do, you want any of this thing? So I asked that, okay, yes, give me the, so it asked me to emphasize on leadership and health tech and everything. Okay, and I asked that, okay, can you just rewrite for it me? So it gave me the text. And those texts I used, definitely manually you have to check once. Okay, I'm not saying directly copy pasting it, but check that what it gave. Okay, and are there any other things that AI has added which is not relevant, or you do not have experience? Then remove that. But after doing that, I checked it again, and the score increased from, which was 76. Okay, and it also provided that what are still the missing section, that this job was asking that AI powered product feature, which my CV was still lacking. I showed the tools, but I didn't say which project or what I did in that. Okay, and it also asked me that, okay, what are not explicitly shown. Okay, these are the totally missing, because I did not have either experience, so I did not include. So it is doing its job, but something that you can do. And then I use that, and I use the enhanced CV to do the multiple things, and then fine tune, and finally got the 100 ATS score. So believe me, fine tuning your CV and everything, okay, that can be not done in just 5 minutes. We think that we will keep one Google Doc and we will change based on the job and everything. This is the your future job you are looking for, right? So you need to at least give some time to it. I would say spend at least 1 hour per job, okay, just to fine tune the CV, just to modify the CV and then apply. Okay? You might think that it is too much, but believe me, you should not blindly apply to all the posts that you are seeing with easy apply from LinkedIn or anything. You really should apply on the job which are matching or which are aligning with your skill, and you would get the higher chance of getting this interview, everything. And spend some time in optimizing the CV and cover letter for that job. Okay. I had some people coming to me that, okay, I had applied on 100 job, but I got reply from one or two companies. So as a UX designer, what is your KPI? You applied on 100 job and you got two call. That is 2%. Correct? Now consider you had given the time and you had done these things and all that, and you applied on 10 company and then you got two. What is your output? What is your success at 20%? So as a UX designer, you should also keep your personal KPI that, okay, I should apply on the job that are matching with my requirement and everything. And believe me, I also get some counter question that, okay, I'm a desperate, okay, even it is asking that they need 5 years of experience, but I have 2 years of experience. I still applied. You can apply. Nobody is stopping you. Okay. Previously, there was some time where some people miraculously got interviews as well. But nowadays, it is very tough that they are looking for 5 year designer and you have 2 year experience. You might counter argument that, okay, I have really good skill. I'm a fast learner. I'm very adaptive and all that. But believe me, it's not something that going to fly now. Okay? They need 5 years. They can go up to 4 years. They can do that much plus or minus 1 year experience. They can directly say that, okay, 5 year and 2 year. That's a big gap. And company now doesn't, and service-based company particularly where they are hiring for some project or client, it's not that they are screening your CV. They also send this CV to the client after they take your interview, and then client also take your interview sometime. Okay. So if client is asking for 5 year of designer and you give the CV of 2 year designer, it spoils company's reputation as well, right? That are you not able to find what I'm looking for? So 1 out of 100, you might get a chance even with the less experience, but 99% time it doesn't work. You just apply, but you will not get the answer, or you will not even get the rejection even because your application never went through the screening. Because ATS will definitely first thing it will do is your experience. Okay. Okay. Can you share the detailed structure of CV? Definitely, I'll share the Word and PDF file. But if I spend too much time modifying my CV, won't the job opening close? No, I don't think that's the case. You need to spend just 1 hour. I have not seen any job which close in 1 hour. Okay. Generally, job post stays for 7, 10 days or 15 days. Okay. And we are not saying that you need full day to apply CV. You have all the tools. It took me just 15 minutes. Okay. I gave my previous CV. I gave the job description and it said this to me that include this, and you don't have anything. Then I did another round with this GPT tool. It improved my score, and then I had my Google Doc where I made the changes. You might already have this format and everything, so you don't need to change the format for each and every job. You have the format. You might need to change the word, and it doesn't take more than 1 hour. Okay, so definitely, if you can't spend 1 hour for your future job, okay, what can be expected when you are get hired, right? So definitely 1 hour is not much, and in 1 hour, no job get closed. Okay. Okay. I hope that answer your question, Arbaz. But if you have following question, feel free to ask. I would be happy to answer that. Okay. Okay. You still have question? Feel free to drop in the chat. We will time to time see it. Now let's move ahead. Okay, we already covered this. So use the free CV tool like Enhance CV, Tilda, and there are a lot of free tools. Okay, that can help you this thing. Okay. Now there are some do's, don'ts, and common pitfalls that we will see. Okay, that you should do. So there are a couple of do's that you should do while you are going through this process. Keep your CV maximum to 2 page. Some might argue that I have 10 years of experience and it is not covering everything in my. I have 11 years of experience and my CV is 1 page, and it works. So if you have multiple experience, you don't need to showcase all your project in a Word file. That this was the project, this was the project. That is the job for your portfolio. It doesn't matter you are on Behance, Dribble, or your personal website or framework. That is there. Here you should write your summary, your education, and the company. Some might say I have 20 company, okay, that I have worked so far in my 20-year career. That's fine. And what you should do, so the last five, okay, don't show each and every. Show the last five and just write that 15 plus more experience, and just put your LinkedIn link there. And on your LinkedIn, you should keep your job history up to date. Okay. So that's how you can optimize, but maximum 2 page, right? As I mentioned, if you don't have quantifiable result, then you can use the action word. Okay, that okay, design responsive interface to solve the issue of cross-platform usage of the application, or we created the onboarding flow, keeping the elder people in mind by making the all the clickable element bigger, because they don't they can't have all the, I would say, tech saviness of the people like us. So they need large clickable elements. So you can use this kind of action verb as well if you don't have any quantifiable result. Use font standard, which are generally scannable by ATS. Arial and Calibri are the really compatible fonts for ATS. I have seen some CV, I'm not saying it, there was 1 in 1,000 where there are handwritten calligraphy kind of thing. It might be very creative, but ATS failed there. They can't read this handwritten kind of font and everything. Okay. Uh, Keep either your CV in PDF or Word file. Okay. There are some people who create the graphical resumes, putting very light shadows, putting patterns and all that, and then they create the JPEG or PNG and they upload it. ATS does not understand JPEG format. Optical character reading is really, really bad, even in the large platform like Workday or Workable. Okay, it doesn't translate all the character correctly. Okay, and that's why PDF and Word best, but then if you don't want to put Word, then PDF maximum. Okay, and this is really a smart trick. I will tell you why. When you apply for the job, your CV should be renamed as your name dash that job post. Okay. The reason is that that company might have multiple post opening, and sometimes they are downloading the CV. Okay. And if your CV is latest resume 2, and they go to the download folder and they are trying to find where is that candidate who had applied for senior designer, or where is that candidate who had applied for manager. Okay. If there are 2, 3 cases, they might open each and everything, but when they have downloaded 20, 30 resume, sometimes even by frustration of the hiring manager that they are not finding the CV they wanted, your chance goes away. Away. It is not your total failure, but you did not rename the CV and hiring manager got frustrated and he did not check all the CV. Okay, so it may happen. Okay, so just it takes 5 seconds to rename your CV. That put your name and the position you are applying for. Okay, it's simple as that. And very rare chances, this CV name also can be used as a keyword in your ATS score. So it might help you there. Okay, so always try to keep your CV and name. I know when you have multiple CVs, like, okay, I have 5 CVs because I modify as a UI designer, then that's fine. Okay. You can do one thing, just create a folder that this is for this company, this is this company, right? Your laptop doesn't take too much memory just to create a folder, right? It's 1 KB folder and you just drag and drop that CV in that folder. So in the future, you can again go through that. And if you need the CV for particularly UI designer, product designer, you can always find that. Okay? So do that. Now there are a couple of don'ts that you should avoid. One, don't apply with generic CV on all the job posts. Try to modify CV based on the job. That would be really good. Because when you apply with generic CV, ATS score might not match with all the job description. Okay? So don't apply with one CV. Do not just create your CV in table format, right? I have seen that for experience and education purpose, people use the table, right, in the Word as well. But table is really not scannable by ATS for ATS software, okay, or image or graphics. So if you have multiple experience, keep it one by one line. Don't use the table. Okay. You might have as a UI design asking that, okay, then if I just list out all the company as one by one vertical stacking, there is really a wide space on the right side. That's fine. Okay. It is not about here, it's not about the UI or it's not about your skill as a UI designer, but it's about just to be compatible with the ATS code. Okay. Always proofread your CV and cover letter using either Google Doc or Microsoft Word. Provide that red underline when there is a typo, or if you are using Grammarly, it also does the good job for the free version as well. It can't change the past verb and everything, but it detects the typo. So double check your cover letter and CV for the typos or no spelling mistake. Okay. Typos and spelling mistakes sometimes may get frustrated. The hiring manager that if you can't just write the proper spelling here, what would you do in the application that you would create? How would you use the data? Okay, so it creates the bad impression. Okay, always put your portfolio link either in the CV or if there is a separate box in the job application where the questioner asks that enter your name, upload your CV, and put your portfolio link. Please provide the portfolio links. Okay. Even if you are as a fresher or coming from some industry, you might have created a case study or some sample project, right? That's fine, but just put the link there. Sometimes people just write in the portfolio link that given in the CV. That's fine. Sometimes they might have downloaded the CV, it is on their drive, they can't again open everything. So it just take 1 second to copy paste the link. So just provide the link. Okay. And sometimes people have written, I don't have portfolio. Believe me, you are not helping your application there. If you don't have portfolio, that's fine. You have applied, but you will not get considered. And I know you are being honest, but if you don't have a portfolio and they're asking for the portfolio, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people just put their LinkedIn profile there. And when we go to the LinkedIn profile, we don't see any project section. It is just their work experience history about us and the skills that they have. How would we find what project you work on? If you want to put a LinkedIn, that's fine, but LinkedIn is not your portfolio unless you have put all your project there. Okay, LinkedIn provide the project section and put it, but if just for the sake of because it is a required field and you don't have portfolio, let's just paste a LinkedIn profile or the Medium blog profile, anything that doesn't work. Okay, unless you have something there. And I know 70-80% say niche hai skill, then you should not apply. But then you might also have counter question that I'm new to this field. I really want to break into the field. But still, if something is not matching more than 80%, your ATS score will also not go above 80, and your application will not even ever get reviewed, right? So either you upskill your profile, you learn the few things and everything, or you don't apply just for the sake of the quantity that I have applied on 1,000 job and I will get something. You can even get hired with good CV and cover letter and your experience by 5 job, and you might not get hired if you apply to 500 company with generic CV and if your skills are not matching. So it's really a game. Referral might work, but referral might just get you first round of interviews. You still need to crack those skills question that comes in the screening round or whiteboard challenge or technical round or whichever round you are talking about. Okay. So keep the rule 70-80%. If you are so desperate, 60%. Okay. This is not the fixed number. This is something that I believe we should do. But if you are really, really desperate, keep your own agenda that if my skill doesn't match more than 60, I will not apply. It is your personal percentage that you will. And if you are really confident and you want to put 90%, that is also fine. But when you match your ATS score and job description using any free tool or CV, if it is not going beyond that, don't apply. Some job might have salary ranges. Okay, they might have stated that okay, our salary budget is 6 lakh to 10 lakh. Okay, if your current CTC is 12 lakh and you are asking for 15 lakh, believe me, that is way beyond the budget of the company. Okay, even companies say 6 to 10 lakh, they might go up to 11 lakh maximum, right? 10% plus or minus 10 or 20% budget they can fix. But you are asking 15 lakh, which is 50% more than their budget. Okay. Even if your ATS score is good and everything, but you're asking CTC is more than their range, even their maximum range, then you might not get an interview, right? And there are some don'ts for cover letter. These are specifically for cover letter. Don't just copy paste everything from ChatGPT and put as it is. First, review that content, put whatever square bracket you find, like company name, experience, project, whatever placeholder are there for tool and everything, change it, put it in Grammarly or Doc, check for typo, and then paste it in the cover. I have seen some couple cases where they have nice cover letter, but they did not had the time, so they copy pasted from their last application. Currently, they are applying for ABC company, and their last company they applied for XYZ. So they copied and cover letter is same as it is that I want to apply for XYZ company, but you are applying for this company, and that will just tell the hiring manager that this person has not even took 10 seconds to change the company name they are applying and just copy pasted it without due diligence. That is the big no-no. They will reject. Okay. You might think it is a very small mistake, but believe me, it's about the thoroughness, right? As a designer, you have to be very careful, and that is the one skill. If it was for developer case, it might be different thing. But as a designer, if you can't check the data, if you can't change to the one name, what it tells about you, okay? Sometimes they don't want to write the cover letter, so they copy paste the whole CV and paste it in the cover letter. Same content, no single change, as it is CV. We already have your CV. So what we would do in cover letter with that? Okay. And there might be some qualifying question that some company asks in their form. This is one of the example that the question that we asked that what is your experience with AI in UX product content? Either using the AI tool in design workflow, designing AI powered feature, or collaborating on AI native product. Okay, please provide specific example. This was the question. And these are some funny answers that we found. 2 years. We have not asked that how many years of experience you have in AI. We have specifically asked that what kind of tool in which design pro you have integrated, or if you have worked on the AI product, what kind of feature you have worked on. Huh? We wanted a example, descriptive example, not the 2 years. Excellent. Yes. They are saying that they have experience in AI tool, yes or no. Neil, I have good experience in AI. Good. Question itself as answer. Some people just copy that question and put that as answer just because it is a requirement, not applicable. And here is the biggest winner. No experience, human mind is powerful than AI. This was the funniest answer I found in that application. This kind of answer are not helping your application. Believe me, even if you have not used, if you have just used ChatGPT for just to create content or doing the primary research, then just write that I have used ChatGPT for content and basic desk research. That's fine. That gives that you have attended this question with clear mind, not some garbled answer and just skip those things. Okay. So please don't do this. If some question is asked, just read the question, what it is asking, and then answer the question. Okay. Now, these are some things that once you apply, what are some things you can do? Okay. You can timely follow, generally 5 to 7 days. Okay. If you don't hear back anything in 5 to 7 days, just write one small email and just send it. And if there is no email, either connect with that person on LinkedIn or send the message that, hey, I'm just following on my application for this role. I have seen people apply 1 hour back and I got the LinkedIn message that what happened to my CV or what happened to my application. Guys, it's been just 1 hour, right? And hiring team would generally they have their job that they are doing as a UX designer, and 1 or 2 hours they might be doing for the hiring part. So they might mostly check in the evening or the morning collectively. Whatever number of application came, they will go through. And it takes time. There would be hundreds of application. Your application might not even have been queued for the review, right? So in 1 hour or 2 hours, that's fine if you send a message, but you won't hear back mostly just after replying before 1 hour and asking what is the status of my application. If after 5 7 days or even 3 4 days, that is fine. That okay, I applied for this role. Can you tell me the status of my application? That is very normal and good thing to ask. This is not about this thing, but if you are applying on multiple roles, this is what I did in the past. Either you use the Google Sheet or the Trello or whatever tool you want to use. You create the bucket. Whatever job you are applying, just keep. You create your pipeline that okay, applied, interviewed, got the offer, rejected, whatever it is. This will help you just keep a track of your application, and sometimes you won't apply duplicate. Sometimes I have seen very rarely people apply on the same job after 5 days because they don't remember that they already had applied. So we receive the duplicate application. So if you want to track, either use Google Sheet or any tracking tool, okay, just by the status and everything. It will help you stay tuned with the market and it will just keep and track that. So you don't apply duplicately. Okay. So this is what you can do after post application. Now, that is all from the session. Now, anybody have any question, feel free to ask. I see a couple of questions in the chat that I'll answer first, but if you have any question, be ready. Tell me the resume making AI tool. Sure. So Resume World, Teal HQ, Enhance CV, these are all the tools that check your ATS score. They also help you create the CV. They also give you the template. Okay. What I will do, I will send email to all of people who are here with the tools that I know and the Google Doc of the CV that I showed you as a format. You can use that. Okay. Take the help of that. Nagesh, if I am transitioning from another IT domain into design, do I need to start completely from the beginning? It depends on what domain. So let's say you are in the development. Okay, you are coming from development domain. So you might not have all the knowledge about UI UX, but you might have still the basic understanding about the problems, how to solve that problem, how you design, how you develop that application that solve the problem. So it would be very easy to just understand about the problem and easy. But still, the core skill as a designer, which is UX research, UI, and usability testing and accessing, that you still need to learn. Okay. I hope you might be doing some course or you are doing the bachelor design degree, or even if you are self-learning, you are covering this topic. Okay. Because these are all the large field. And I would suggest that if you are transitioning from other domain to design, find some mentor. When I say mentor, lot of mentor, 3 to 5, because each mentor might have on some specific thing. Okay, some mentor might be really good in UI, they will teach you UI. Some mentor might be really good in the UX, so they can teach you UX. Okay, so don't just rely on one mentor. Find a lot of mentor. Okay, there are a lot of platforms like ADP List and Find My Mentor and all of this thing where you can find the mentor. Okay, and they're free. I have seen some couple of mentor who charges as well. But if you can't afford that, I would say go with the free mentor. They will also share their experience and teach you a lot of things. Right? I hope that answered your question, Nagasi, but feel free to ask any other question if you have on that.
Yeah, Manoj, thank you.
Okay. If my LinkedIn is not my portfolio, which details should it contain? What are the best thing to include? So generally, portfolio are the thing. Basically, it can be any platform that you want to host your portfolio, right? It can be Framer, Webflow, Wix. I'm not particular on the tool, or nobody is particular on the tool. But your portfolio should contain the project that you have worked on, some things about yourself, and how to contact you. And in the each portfolio project, mostly the details should be that what was the problem statement? Was there any research you did, or it was just the UI, or it was just the design testing or usability testing, or it was just the revamping, whatever it was, right? There would be always a problem statement. When there is a project, there would be always a thing. And if it is your, I would say, personal case study just for learning purpose, still, when you are doing that, you might have some problem statement in mind. Okay. And that's why you did that case study. So always state like problem statement, if any research or the competitor analysis or anything at all that you have done in the UX part. Then the UI, that what are, how did you finalize the color? Was it from the brand of the company, or they give you the free hand to explore something? Wireframe, paper sketch, whatever you have, just put few things here. I'm not saying that if you have thousands of sticky note, dump it all that. You just put one screenshot, so it will just show the process that what you did. Okay, I hope that answer your question, just for not, I don't know your name, but that is what coming here. Vijay, curious to understand what a recruiter will look in a portfolio. Yeah. So Vijay, I think that's what I mentioned. Okay. Portfolio doesn't mean that you in hypothetically generate all the missing stage for your project, right? That this is my 5D process, this was my ideation, this was my user research, this was my competitor analysis. If you have not done any particular part, don't include it, because when you start showing your portfolio, the question would come on that part. Okay. And if for the sake of the long case study, you have put some hypothetical stage, AI generated, or just based on your understanding, believe me, it will not work. Some people just write that we did the user research. And when we simply ask that, okay, tell me what kind of research you did, they say research. But what? Was that quantitative research? Was that quality research? Was there one-on-one interview? And they say, no, no, I just searched on the internet. Then it is not user research. That is your desk research, right? It's not user research. So that's where you would get notified, or that's where you would get caught. Okay? So if you, in a project, you have done just the research and no UI, then it is fine. Just say that my role was about for the UX researcher on this part. If your role was just as a UI or visual designer on any project, just write that my role was this. Research was done by this team, but this was some research which I was not part, and then show your UI. Okay, whatever you were part of or you had done, just include those parts. Don't hypothetically put all the things 5D process or ideas and empathize and everything that we find on Google course or the interaction. Yeah, someone raised the hand. Any question?
Hello, Manoj.
Yeah, hi, Dipali.
What if I am creating a portfolio project for myself? So how I represent the user research section to a recruiter?
Definitely, even if you are doing for personal, you might be doing some research. I will give you an example that might help you understand. So currently I'm mentoring one of my mentee. She's doing a project on event management. Okay? So not only just sitting on the desk, she is going to meet some people who are organizing this kind of wedding engagement functions. She is also meeting age of people, Faraz Khan, who provides the chairs and any decoration. And she's asking some questions, right? That is the actual research you do. So you can't always, and basically when you are doing personal project or something that you are trying to break into the field, you really need to step out of the world and do the research. Even if it is online research, you are entering some user, do that. Don't just rely on research which are generated by ChatGPT. So even let's say you are redesigning Zomato, I am very against that because Zomato is doing their own research, but you might have some very good reason to redesign. Then ask your 10 friends and family members that is this the real problem? You might have something on your mind, right? That's why you're redesigning or that's why you are adding some feature. Then just ask you simple question that, okay, how many times you use the Zomato? Are you facing this problem? Can you tell me what could be the way? But this is something that you can ask. That is also your basic research, but it shows that you have done the research and not just for the sake of it, you have wrote there. Because this kind of question will definitely come in the screening round. And if you have not done the research, then it would be really, I would say, not good. That looks for you and your application. But yeah, always try to do your research. Now, some people might have questioned that our company doesn't provide the time or resource of doing the user research. Okay, that's really bad. What you can do is the internal research. I know your developer or your QA team or your project manager are not your targeted audience, but doing no research, okay, and doing some research is better than doing no research. Okay, even if you have asked 2% that problem or question, and if they have something to share, that would be really insightful rather than no research at all. Okay, so try to do some research even for your personal project and add it there. Okay, you can always do research with your friends or outside the home. That would be some area. If you are doing for healthcare research, find some doctor or your regular family physician. When you go to visit them, so ask a simple question and get the answer. Okay, that is also the basic research. I hope it answered your question, Dipali.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. What you see in candidate when you are interviewing? Basically, it depends, Shravan. So HR round, if that is the first round is HR round, they generally ask some set of particular question that do you have experience in this part? What is your experience? What is your notice period? What is your expected CTC? And they ask you some question that do you use this tool and all that. And based on that, you would get the first round, which is mostly would be portfolio screening. Okay. In that round, interviewer just see your portfolio. They ask you the question from your portfolio, nothing else. Okay. As you are showing your portfolio and your project, they ask you the question. That is, we will discuss in the second part that how this process goes. So you would understand, we will do some demo. But basically, screening round in the interview, that really goes around your portfolio and around your experience. I hope that answered your question, Sean. But if you have follow question, let me know. Okay. Anurag, if we can't have a session on cracking whiteboard interviews in the future, that will be we can. We definitely will cover a few three like screening round, whiteboard round, and how to navigate HR round and all that. That is the theme of our part two. We will cover more in those sessions. Deepali, is it necessary to have a personal website portfolio? If if you have free website, you can use it. Okay, there are a lot of platforms that provide free website with their branding that they show at the bottom. There's website was created by Wix. That is fine. Okay, no hiring manager need that you purchase the personal domain and hosting and you do the website. As long as your portfolio is visible either on the Wix or Framer or Webflow or the Behance, that is fine. Okay. On the Behance, even if there is your portfolio, I would still say that some people create the whole portfolio in the Figma and they just copy paste the whole image there. Don't do that. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to load the large image. Behance gives you the feature to write the text and include the image part. Do that way. Okay. And if you don't want to do anything, I have seen the creativity in the people that people use Canva or people use the Figma draft to create the portfolio. Okay. So anything is fine as long as you can showcase your project. Okay. It is not necessary to have a personal website. I have seen one post by a very senior person in the industry in the India. She said that if I don't see a personal website link, I reject the candidate. That is not fair. Right? That is her own process, but it is not true for most of the hiring manager because we know people are coming from fresher or student background and they can't afford 5 or 10,000 per year charges of the domain and hosting and SSL and all that. Okay. So don't worry about this. As long as you have portfolio, that is fine. And if you don't want to do anything, create the whole PDF portfolio, okay, and post it in your Google Drive or OneDrive, wherever you want to do it. But make sure it is accessible by public link. Okay, I have seen people include the Google Drive link, and when you click on that, you don't have access. So at that time, they will request, but there are less chances that you would see that email of the request or giving them the permission, and then they revisit your portfolio again. So make sure if you are using PDF on the Google Drive, OneDrive, it is accessible by anyone setting, not the private. Okay. Does that answer your question, Dipan? Okay, we'll move on. So, can we get recording of this session? Definitely, I will upload the whole session on the YouTube. You can revisit anytime. Any roadmap to UI UX designer for beginner level to advanced level? Yeah, as a topic itself, Purvin, but definitely if you want to level up your skill, not you, any designer, even after 10 years of experience, you need to continuously learn few things. Okay. At the start of career, you might be shadowing the senior designer, you might be doing basic research, you might be helping in them creating the UI and everything. Right? And how you move from that? So definitely you need to learn continuously. Either there are a lot of ways you can learn: YouTube videos, Medium blogs, IXDF, Google courses, Udemy courses. There are a lot of Udemy courses, but it is your choice that what you want to take as a medium for learning. But I would say do some continuous learning by any of the platforms that you find and you can afford, and keep mentors, please. ADP list or any platform, connect every 2 3 months with mentor. Okay, tell what you experience if you have any particular asking. But mentor would be really good way to just get that personal experience from their side. And believe me, learning from the book and learning from the mentor, that is a huge gap, because they come with the experience and they might have some insight tips or trick to handle the situations or to do things. Okay, so there should be always a combination of learning from blogs, videos, or platform, as well as the mentor. And always peer learning from colleague is a good thing, because you are working together. He or she might be working on some project where there is a different thing that they did. So learn it, ask it. And if you are a solo designer, you might not have colleagues, so that's fine. You can learn always from the platform and from the mentor. Go to your local design meetups that if are there happening. There are online meetups that are happening. Try to attend this meetup. Okay, you might learn few things from there as well. And you not only learn, but sometimes you might connect with the people with same interest as you. Connect with them on the LinkedIn and just get on a call. Okay, believe me, if you ask nicely to any person that, hey, can we get on a 15-minute call, we want to chat about some design experience that you have, 8 out of 10 times they will reply you yes. Okay, so start networking, start learning from platform wherever you can find the information, where you can get the thing, and connect with the people, connect with the mentor. Okay. Sorry, I think my question about the LinkedIn was a bit confusing. Which details should my LinkedIn profile have? Okay, good question. Let me show you my LinkedIn. I'm not saying it is 100% ideal, but this is what my LinkedIn look like. Okay. I'll stop sharing for a minute. Sorry. Okay. I'm sharing my screen again. Okay. Ideally, you should keep your LinkedIn profile complete. Okay, and LinkedIn also give you that nudge that complete your LinkedIn profile, complete your LinkedIn profile. So if that is giving you that nudge, definitely you need to work on that section. So generally, put your good headshot. I've seen people putting natural picture with cars and everything, or some event they're attending. That is fine, but LinkedIn is a professional network. So ideally, passport size photo is also good compared to the natural photo or the dance club photo or any beach photo. Okay, so just put that. If you have any personal portfolio or any other medium that you want that people connect, just put that. Okay, and write your current position as well as the city that you are living. Okay, a proper about section. Pardon me, guys. I was just yesterday experiencing with LLM. I was doing some tricks with those LLM that visit my profile. So this is why I have removed my about section. But you should have about section with 5 to 7 lines which describe you. Okay, that I am a designer with this skills and this skills, and I have this much experience or experience in this industry. Then your work experience, your proper work experience here, okay? And as long as also write few things that what did you did in that particular company while you were working there, that were you the part as a UX designer, what kind of some work you did, okay? And complete your education section, whatever you have done. If you had done certification or if you have some license, just put it here, okay? Don't worry if you have 30, 40 certification, just add it here. Okay, that is fine. Okay, or put your all the certificates from wherever you have Coursera, LinkedIn, IXDF, IIM, wherever you have done your courses. If you have certification, please put there. If you are volunteering in any cause, it's not about design community. Even if you are volunteering for animals or some education initiative, just put that. It just shows that you are not just focusing on your field, you are a social person as well. You go beyond your normal duty and everything. Okay, so with that, just put it and put your skills here. Okay, that whatever skill you have, and if you have a recommendation, just show the recommendation here. Okay, if you got any award or kudos by your company, just write it here. For example, I got this certificate for this. So I just captured that photo of it. I put it here and why I was getting this honor or award. Okay. Also put your languages, that whatever language you know with the proficiency. And that's, I think, it. That should be your ideal LinkedIn profile. So if recruiter visited, it knows that, okay, what you did. And if they are very curious, they might go to your post and see what kind of post you do. Sometimes when we are hiring for manager level or product manager level, we do this. And we see there are no posts from last 2, 3 years, or there are no posts at all. Okay. So basically, as a this kind of lead level, you should start sharing something with the community. You should be sharing your experience and everything. So we look those kind of things for some time, but it is very for the manager or VP level, not for this. I hope that answered your question about the LinkedIn profile to stuff. If the website are most important, which platform is best for portfolio? First of all, those are not important, but any website is fine. It is basically depend on how much you can afford. Okay, Framer provide I think 300 or 400 rupees per month if you host your website there. Okay. Webflow give you free version, but with branding, same goes for Wix. But you can also purchase that premium domain. Some people purchase the personal domain and take the WordPress hosting planning, which cost you around 6 to 7,000. There is no, I would say, final platform as long as you can afford it and you know how to manage it, or if you have really good financial condition and if you have hired an agency or design team which maintain your portfolio, that is fine. Okay, otherwise any platform is fine. There is no bar in that. Personally, I am using WordPress hosting with GoDaddy, but that is something that I do. I have seen people also using Framer premium plan, paid plans, and I have seen people using Figma as well, just for their portfolio. Anything is fine. Can you share 2, 3 good example of cover letter and cold email? Sure, but I will still not rely on the one cover letter template. Cover letter changes for each and every job. Okay, but I will still share those things in the email, that some sample, one for the junior post, one for the senior post, and one for the manager. That's how the cover letter should. But when I share, it would be still generic. So guys, please, if you use that, copy paste it, just change the company name, experience, years, and skills from that cover letter as well. Okay, don't copy paste it. Okay. Vikrant, I didn't get a chance to do user research in my current company, but I have to some research from myself in famous website like Amazon WhatsApp, so I can edit them. Generally, if you are really starting in this industry, 1 or 2 year experience, it is understandable that not all companies focus on research, and that is fine. If you have done personal research just to find this thing and everything, but that should include the what kind of research you did, not just because I didn't like the Zomato's red color, so I changed it to the green. That is not the research. You should really have a problem statement that why in the first place you did that research, what kind of research you did, Okay. And believe me, a lot of time I've seen it is the biased research because you faced that problem, you were yourself user and you created solution. But did you validated this hypothesis with five of your friends? Everybody used the Amazon. Your college friend, your company's colleague, and your even your wife or husband or children, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? Ask them that is this something the real problem? And if they say yes, then ask the follow-up question. Why, what, how, okay? Prop those questions and then include those questions and the what kind of answer you get from the research. So you can do that. That shows that you are eager about research and you can handle some basic research. But yeah, definitely you can include that in your portfolio that this was my personal research, okay, just to learn the UX research. But I would again say that if you really want to do some hypothetical user research, don't do on some bank app or Zomato or IRCTC. These are very common things. Okay, find some real problem. Let's say a problem in fintech, or let's say a problem in healthcare, or problem in the AI tool, something like that. Okay, it will show the depth of your research as well. So try to find some real world problem rather than some hypothetical problem. I hope that answers your question, Vikrant. Uh, Arbaj, my internship is ending in 1 month. Most of our work was focused on UX research, market research, and UX audit. My doubt is if they don't hire me, should I add this research work to my portfolio? And I, in the job interview, how do I explain that I mainly worked on research and audit, not much on design? That's a really tough thing, Arbaj. Have you signed the NDA with the company? Arbaj, are you on the call? No. Still, you need to check with your company that can I show my work that I have done with your company as a my in my portfolio? You should take the written permission. When I say take written permission, official email, send them an email and ask them. They say yes, you can use that research. If they say no, you can't use that. So there are the other way that how then you would say that how then I can showcase that what I have done the research. Then you need to rely on the some hypothetical similar line research. Okay, you need to change few things here and there, but you really need to take the company's permission. Otherwise, it would be really. I have seen some cases the company have to send an email that you can't publish that work. Please remove the work, the legal email. So it doesn't matter the internship. Even if you are working in a company who work with strict NDA, you can't publish any work, you can't showcase anything, and you can't include that in portfolio. You can rely on their public post that they might have posted, the company's blog, what kind of project they have. And if your work is there, you can go through that uh, blog while interview and you can explain to the interview that due to NDA, I can't show anything. But this was the blog on that problem statement, how we solve problem. And my role was this in that. Uh, I hope that answer question. And I have 11 years of experience and none of my project I can showcase publicly. I have my personal website, I have my Behance, and it is totally blank. It just is my experience and company information. But when I apply, I have to disclaimer, put a disclaimer that I have done this work. I can't tell the client name, but during the interview, I can showcase it and send some sample case study, 50% or more than changed and similar, and I keep that as a password protected PDF. Okay? And I send the PDF and password both. So that's how I circumvent is the interview. If you can't showcase anything on the public and you have NDA or the bond or anything signed, then this is how you do that. That's currently any people with the NDA do that. Okay. I hope that answered your question, Arbaz, but if you have still have any question, feel free to ask me. Yes, Nagashri.
Yeah, Manoj. So regarding the transition, like I want to ask few more questions. Like currently now I have 8 years of experience.
Mhm.
And over this period, I have worked with support team and also as a like developer. This is like job part, and apart from that, I'm a watercolor artist, and I know regarding like little bit of like art, like maybe not screens, if you say, but I have taken lessons and I know how to use Figma or Canva, little bit of Photoshop, all these things. So in this case, like what I felt is my skills lie in both technology wise and also supporting the users and helping them out in solving their problems, all these things as a tech support, and a little bit of uh, art related, I mean, artist side as well. So,
Got it.
keeping this in mind, like, should I still start with fresher or can I apply with at least 4 or 5 years of experience?
Okay, I'll answer your question as well. I will give you some tips. Okay,
Yeah.
as you said, you have 8 years of experience in support role, developer role, and watercolor artist as a freelance or in your side. Okay?
Mhm.
So, the development job that you have done, that will still not called as a relevant experience, but it will call the industry experience that you have worked in the corporate or you have worked in the company structure. Okay. Uh, Mostly, if you have done some courses and certifications, still you would be considered in the UX designer as a associate or junior level, 1 or 2 year maximum, not more than that. Okay. You won't be able to call yourself 4 or 5 years of experience designer. Definitely, you would call yourself 8 year industry expert, but it can't be considered as a, I would say, designer. But how you can use your past experience as a plus point. So you can write that, okay, I have 8 years as a developer, and you understanding user is not just the job of designer. It is the job of PM. It is job of designer, developer, and QA. All these people are building that product together. So that positive one you can use that, okay, I have understand about user while we are doing development and everything. That is the one plus thing that you can use. And you can use your watercolor artist skill that, okay, you know about the colors, you know about the combination, right? But more than that, you won't have any relevant things that you can show as your designer transition. But definitely, these are few things from your past experience that you can carry forward in your next job.
Okay. So can't I able to show that because as a tech support, we analyze root cause analysis. So
I know
industry wise,
that you can definitely show. That's what I'm saying. That when I work as a tech support, I came across the how user are facing the problem, and that's when I got to know about user empathy or user research is required. But it's still not your core skill. That is your soft skill that you understand about the user, right?
okay.
So that can be your plus point that you are not coming as a blank slate. You have some understanding about user, you have some industry experience, so it won't take long to incorporate you in the company structure or whatever is the political structure there. But definitely, as a UX designer, you will be still either as a fresher or 1 or 2 year maximum because you have learned some Figma courses or done some certificates, and that might help you, but still, if you still apply for 4 or 5 years, there are very less chance that you would get selected for the core UI UX design role.
Okay. So I should start with just a 1 or 2 year max.
Yeah, definitely. And for that as well, you have to explain yourself in the interview. Okay, even if you get the interview, then you have to show that why. Okay.
Yeah, right. Like, no, before that, they will screen with the portfolio, looking at my portfolio and the resume, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was first wanted to like break through that, then comes the interview.
Correct. So portfolio is definitely a big thing when you are changing the industry or you are even the fresher, right? You might not have actual projects. That's why you have to rely on the case study. But
Correct.
that's why the case study also should be something I would say really good. When I
Mhm.
say really good, don't just rely because okay, I'll tell you the reason that why hiring manager doesn't believe in the case study about Zomato, IRCTs or Axis Bank or ICI, whatever bank you call. There are a lot of platform where you get this case study, Figma file, you can download and you can showcase
Mhm.
as a free. Okay,
Right.
that's why we are very skeptical when we see just Zomato or Amazon or IRCT on the portfolio. It's not your fault, but due to the scam by applications as well, we have to be very vigilant. And okay, uh, people just download the Figma file and whole case study and they just upload in their portfolio, okay, without even single word change. Okay, and we, based on my experience, 5, 6 years in hiring, I can directly tell you, even if you say, no, no, this is really my case study, I will ask you 5 questions and I would know that is this something you have created or it was created by some other or it is just a fake case study. See? So that's why I'm telling you to find some real problem. And there are a lot of problems. Even if you see around you, you find the problem. So try to find a solution for that. And sometimes solution doesn't mean that would be a flashy UI. Okay, sometimes the solution might be just doing some research and tweaking the existing process or doing some minor changes. Okay, but find this kind of problem and showcase that kind of real world problem in your portfolio, and you chances would be very good of getting shortlisted.
Okay. So can I also add a case study, I mean, as a process improvement, which I'm doing currently in my industry?
Definitely, that is definitely your case study. That if you are changing some process, which not only help you but your industry or your company, that is a good thing to showcase. Okay, it might be optimization of your current process or STS LC life cycle that you are changing or tweaking for your company. It might be your agile methodology in your company where you are doing some change. It can be anything. It's okay that you understand, know how to create things. That's why I'm telling you, it's not always about the UI. Not all the problems are digital. There are some problems which requires the process change. There are some problems which are solved in a physical or even the paper, right? So that can be any kind of case study that you want to put. As long as it shows that what was the problem, what was your process and how it's solved, you are good to include.
Okay. Okay. So UI is not necessarily that I should show my screens at the end as an end result.
Yeah, if you say that you work for a architect company where they were facing an issue of you did the research and you changed the little bit design, you just put the one photo of that revolving door, how it solved it, right? It's not about always a digital, but if you are trying to break into this kind of digital company, you need to include at least one portfolio that also showcases your digital, I would say, skill. But I have seen some architect trying to break into the UX field, and they have all this kind of architect problem. Okay, that's fine. It shows that you have experience, research, and understanding user. It's to UI screen will not be, I would say, banned, but if you can showcase that kind of thing as well, one screen is fine. No hiring manager will say that show me all your 50 screen and whole flow. One or two screen is maximum that you even as a hiring manager, we get a time to review, okay, not the whole flow.
Okay, understood. Just one last question. Like,
Sure.
if I am targeting for maybe 1 to 2 years of experience, should I rely on LinkedIn or any job platforms, or should I always like build the community or ask someone who can refer me? How is it?
It doesn't matter you are a fresher or 10 year. LinkedIn is the one way, and your local community is the good way. Then comes the Indeed. The job on Indeed are very rarely fake, okay,
Okay.
or the Glassdoor. I personally stay away from Naukri and Sign. Okay, these
Nobody
are
else?
the
Is it?
sign.com. Because I have seen lot of fake posts and I have received lot of fake email. Even every day I get 2 emails from Sign uh, that you are selected for front end developer. I'm not even haven't mentioned front end as my technology in my life. Okay, I'm still getting that. So I stay away from. I would mostly rely on LinkedIn and my personal connection or someone, and mostly on the LinkedIn people whose company is hiring, they post that we have vacancy for this. I rely on those posts. That are the, I would say, authentic the job applications or job posts that I rely on.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Manoj. Yeah.
Welcome, Manish. Okay. Question, Vikrant, I applied in your company for UX design portfolio. So which type of projects should I add in? Okay. It really depends which kind of company you are applying for. Sometimes, let's say, our company work in health tech sector, or if you are applying for fintech, and it doesn't mean that we you should have experience in fintech if you are 2-3 year experience, right? It doesn't matter which kind of project you have worked in the past, but if you are applying for lead UX designer as an 8 or 10 year experience designer, where we have specifically mentioned, right, that we need a person who have experience in health tech is a must. Then yeah, definitely your portfolio should have health tech. Or if company is looking for person who have that is the required. But otherwise, as long as you know the process and everything, at least for the mid to junior level application, there is no bar. If there is some startup who really want that, okay, we want this particular designer, so definitely it depends on that company's requirement. And definitely you can't modify your portfolio based on where you apply, right? You might have not even worked in that industry. How would you create a project overnight? And even if you create a project overnight in 2-3 days using any tools and your research, it still is your hypothetical case study, not the experience project, right? So it doesn't matter if what kind of project to include, as long as it shows the process and your design thinking and how you solve that problem. Generally, most requirement come in a 8 or 10 year experience designer where they are looking to lead a team because they should have experience in particular field, and their junior or senior might not have that knowledge, and they expected you would guide them. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Vikrant, but feel free to ask me if you have any follow-up question. No? Okay. Can I show my research work directly during the interview by sharing my screen? Like I also noticed that some people mention NDA, interview only in their portfolio. Yeah, NDA are different. There are a lot of kind of NDA, Baj. Okay, I will tell you what kind of NDA now. One NDA where you can't showcase anything even in the interview, which are very strict. And mostly this kind of NDA are signed by stealth mode product who are going to launch their product and they don't want to reveal that secret even before they launch it. So you can't even show in an interview. Doesn't matter you publish or not. Then there are NDA where you can't publish publicly. You can keep this as your work experience and you can showcase during interview only. Okay. There are some NDA where it is very relaxed NDA that you can't use the company name. You have to blur the company name and some sensitive information like personal information, email, mobile numbers or something. And there are NDA where you can use the company name, you can change the logo and that's it. But you have to ask your company that what is my NDA level. Okay, I know as a fresher it might be tough, but any person who work on project and if you really want to create a case study or showcase, you have to ask your company about the NDA that you have. Okay? I hope that answered your question, Abbas. Oh. Any other question? I know it's been 2 hours, but I'm happy as long as you have a question and I answer your question. So any question that you have. Okay. If you still have any question in the future, don't hesitate to contact me on LinkedIn. I just reply in at least 1 or 2 days. So if you still have any question, feel free to ask me. Okay, you can connect with me anytime. Okay.